Well, you're saying like no, like I know that could happen, and I thought it could happen, and I really know it happens, but I just don't want confirmation of it happening.
I did not want to play, so I made them so I want to.
Deep.
Yeah, it was like deep pot choke bra deep. Is he still a thing?
Would that be Deepak Kochra? God, I hope this is an outtake going on right now.
No, I don't record you.
I'm not a reliable narrator when it comes to the Facebooks. I don't understand it.
And reality.
To a degree.
I think it's my turn? Question mark?
Welcome to the Deadzone podcast. Deadzone is the sci-fi tabletop miniature skirmish game from Mantic Games. And now, here are your hosts Rob Harper and Jack Fike. I am your announcer, William Randolph Wintergreen.
Welcome to the 87th episode of Deadzone the podcast for August 2018. In this episode, we have Coach on to talk tourneys and the Deadzone campaign. As always, you can go to deadzonegame.podbean.com to see all the pictures, or you can go to youtube.com/c/Deadzone the podcast for the video version of the show. Now on to the episode. Welcome to Deadzone the podcast, episode 87. It's August 2018, the dead of summer. I'm Rob.
And I'm Jack.
I guess I'm Coach.
Wow, Coach hasn't been on the Deadzone the podcast in a long time. We try to keep him in his own little ghetto that is called team building exercise.
Right.
But we dragged him out because he's got things to talk about. So, how
I
you
never
doing,
have
Coach?
things to talk about.
Doing good? Having a good summer?
Yes, having a good summer. Getting ready for the season.
Yeah, you're almost back to school and you're starting football, right?
Yeah, football starts early, so. But looking forward to the year, and then we have this little thing coming up in the Mantic universe too, which I was looking forward to. Unfortunately, it's going to be a little late for me, but it's all right. We shall overcome.
Yeah, we'll discuss that in a bit. But first, we're going to talk about all the tournaments you were doing. You did your own tournament, plus you went to one in what was it, Massachusetts?
Hadley, Mass. Yes.
So we'll talk about those. We don't talk about tournaments much because Jack and I don't do tournaments, except for Adepticon. So this will be a nice change of pace for people. They can actually hear something that we don't talk about for once. Maybe be interesting. We don't really have any news. There hasn't been much on the Deadzone front other than the campaign. So that's why we haven't talked about news. So we'll just get right into it. Sound good?
Perfect.
Well, let us start with your Conquest of Triton 2. I was there last year. I couldn't make it this year because I went to Gen Con, but it must have been horrible without me. How was that, Coach?
You know what? The worst part was the inevitable sadness that happened when I looked around the room and Rob wasn't there, and we waited about another 35 minutes, and we were waiting for Jack to show up. And I said, no, he'll be here. He's just traveling a long way, and tearfully looking out the window. No, Jack.
He said he'd be here. Yeah, whatever.
Don't worry, he's coming. Don't worry.
Just
no,
walk
we
away.
can't start.
Yeah. You're like Fry's dog sitting on the sidewalk out in front of the pizzeria.
Horrible. Now I'm sad.
Bringing the show down, Jack. Terrible.
Oh yeah, that was me. It's all on me.
I just report the news.
Oh.
But
it was you, Jack, because you never showed up.
Yeah, no, I couldn't. I was not going to be able to do that anyways. So,
well, why'd you keep telling him you're going to be there then?
Again, if that's if that's the narrative we're going to spin, then yes, for the sake of comedy, I don't want to alarm anyone here, but sometimes we play some stuff up for comedy. It's all inside jokes and for the lulls. So yes, I did.
That's not true. Everything I say is 100% accurate and true.
Right.
I stand behind all my comments.
It was 2-for-1 wedges at KFC in Canada, so couldn't come down.
He had better things to do. He had to wash his hair.
Ouch.
Oh,
Look at that.
hey, oh.
I had to wash my hair. Both of them.
See, that was hurtful to everyone. I think that was
Yeah, that's. There you go. Thanks, Rob.
Oof.
So, Conquest of Triton 2, how was that, Coach?
It was very good. Went really well. 10 players. I did not have to play, which I was kind of glad that I didn't have to. We had 12, but then at the last second, a guy and his son had to pack out. So it went really well. Went really well this year. And we had a new guy. You might see him on some of Tyler's battle reports. Mike with the ponytail.
Oh, yeah.
He came down. He's from Denver, but he was actually, I think he's a New York native, so he moved back to New York. And he, it was funny because he contacted me. He's like, Coach, I want to come to the tournament. Okay, cool. I don't know, where you're going to stay, getting a hotel. He's, oh, no, I'm moving back to New York. Oh, okay, excellent. So he came out with hot dice, and I'm happy to say that hot dice's dice did not affect him at all. So he did very well for himself.
He didn't rub off on him on the car ride?
Nope, not on the car ride.
No. Was that a double
Keep it classy.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was good. It was a new place this year too, right?
Yeah, we had it at Legendary Realms and Games, Legendary Games and Realms, or Legendary Realms and Games. Yeah, but it's a new place, a little bit smaller, but a very nice. And my son said it best. A very good hobby shop, or a really good game store when the bathroom is in good shape, and the bathroom is in excellent shape. So now that it's actually a good place to be. So.
So they actually care about their store. They don't just destroy.
Yeah, there's a store out east that I would rather go in like a cardboard box in the middle of the street than have to go into this bathroom to just even do number one. So the bathroom's good. You're in a quality area, quality zone.
Words of wisdom.
Yeah. But Conquest of Triton went really well. I did a little bit different. I changed it up a little bit, changed up the scoring, changed up the way we kept kept coming down to the final round. And I tried it out, and I kind of racked my brain with it, but it went really well. It actually worked out really well.
Yeah, it was like a modified Swiss system, right?
Yeah. So what I did was for the first 3 rounds was complete Swiss. First round was kind of a random thing, or challenges, which nobody really challenged each other. But it worked out good because a few of the newer guys got to play some veterans. And I was saying that, we're building this community by having this tournament. So what happens is you don't want to destroy this guy. I would say if you're a veteran, you should win the game, but you shouldn't destroy the guy. So you can give him all his options, say what you want to do, explain some rules. Oh, well, this guy, he has weight of fire, or he has a sniper scope, or he has this, he has that, and help him out with it. And the guys really did it, and it worked out well. But it was a Swiss system for the first 3 rounds. Now, when we got to the 4th round, because we were playing 4 games, the 4th round, what I did was I took 1 versus 2 and 3 versus 4, because I feel that, and this was my issue with the Swiss system. How can you be in first place, right? Totally dominating the first 3 rounds, destroying everybody in your path. Then you finally get there and you can lose one match. Let's say, the dice don't go your way, bad matchup, bad mission. The dice don't go your way, and then you get dropped down to like 5th place because of the tournament. The Swiss system with the tournament points. But someone who's kind of like in that mediocre middle, let's say 6th or 7th place, can dominate that last round and propel himself up over that player. I don't think that's right, because strength of schedule does mean something. So what I did was, if you came in top 4, 1 versus 2 are fighting for 1st and 2nd place, and then 3rd and 4, you're fighting for the bronze.
Yeah, it's more like a hockey tournament or something like that.
And any tournament, the Super Bowl, whatever, even though you lose, you're still the AFC or NFC champion. Mm-hmm. There's no reason to be dropped down. I think once you get there, you're in the Super Bowl, you're in the Stanley Cup, the World Cup, whatever you like to watch, and just because, you come in second place, you shouldn't be dropped down. And then the rest of the guys was still, I kept them in the tournament points because we had a lot of prize support. So, first place picked first, second place picked second, and so on and so forth. So, that would be like you're playing for bragging rights and you're playing for pride and also to get a shot at something good. So
higher in the
that's
rankings for picking prizes. That's a
Right.
good way to do it. So that
Yeah.
they still, especially if you have a lot of prizes like you did.
Yeah. So, and everybody walked away with a lot of stuff. Everybody was very happy. And I changed the scoring. I changed the way I ran it. What I did was I added secret missions this time. Now, I know you guys hate the secret missions, but I think previous secret mission, I think the outbreak
Correct.
missions are a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
So Jack, I'm playing you and I roll, to kill a vehicle. Well, if you don't have a vehicle, I have to re-roll that. And then let's say the leader dies and I roll to kill your leader. Well, if I can't complete that objective, I'd have to roll that again. And what I had was on the score sheet, I had the guys write it down because it can't be at the end of the round. You're like, oh, wait a minute. Mine was, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Kill the leader. And now, so you had to do it. And you got 3 points for winning. You get 1 point for a tie. Each guy gets 1 point for a tie. And if you completed 5 secret missions, you get an extra bonus point, victory point. And we went to 25, not 24. And I liked it because you have a chance. If you go at least 3 rounds, you have a chance to make 6 points, possibly 7 with the extra point. So I made it to 25 and, it worked out really well. I was very happy with it. I was playing around with different things and stuff and it came out really well. So, if anybody wants to know about that, you can get in contact with me. I'll send you all the stuff. I have no problems with that. I mean, I'm not a genius, but what I know, I think I know pretty good. So
yeah, it'd be nice to get a universal Deadzone tournament, like way of scoring and how to run the tournament. So everybody's on the same page.
Yeah.
Like, I guess some people might, like, there is a way to that you get tournament points for painting and things like that for for Kings of War tournaments and things, which I find is kind of strange, but.
Well, that is good because that makes you bring a painted army, which is, the hobby is not just playing, it's also painting and modding up and stuff like that. But I think it's kind of it would be a universal thing, not like, ooh, this guy's is great, so I'm going to give him an extra 5 points. But your army's kind of crappy, so I'm going to give you 2 points.
Yeah,
I think it's like
question.
if you've done more than the whole GW 3-color minimum. I think if you're above that, did a little basing, you did a little this, you just put some time into it. Even if you're a crappy painter and it looks good, you could see that the guy put some effort into it. You should get max hobby scores. You know.
Yeah.
But then at the end we had best painted, so
exactly. That's why I think that should stick to best painted. I think the pride of bringing a nice looking army should be enough. Like, I don't think you should be forced into it for points.
Right. Well, I did this year. I did first, second, and third, obviously, and then I did best painted, best sportsman, and then we had rookie of the day, which was if you are playing Deadzone less than a year, you had a chance to win that. So even if the guy who came in sixth was one of Andrew's friends who's been coming over and just learning Deadzone for the past year. And then he ended up coming sixth in the tournament. He ended up beating Ryan in the tournament, and Ryan came in second. So, I'm sorry, Ryan came in third. So that was, he was the rookie of the day. He came from behind, and really it was like a 24-25. Mm-hmm. So he definitely deserved that. So I was trying to build up the new guys, and one guy didn't come, and the kid Angelo came, was like, oh, I'm so glad I made it. I missed it last year. I'm glad I came this year. Oh, it's so, it was great. Oh, I won so much and I got prizes and I'm going to start painting now and I want to play more cool. And I want to do the campaign. I was like, that's awesome. That's
exactly what you want, to get somebody interested in the actual hobby, not just, playing casually once in a while. And,
like us, like if somebody came over, I mean, like Ryan comes over and uses all my paints and, whatever. I don't care. The more, the better, paint them up, do what you got to do. And then he went out and started buying his own stuff, and now he's got his own set of paints and whatnot. So that's just a propagation of the hobby. I think that's what makes it different than, like, say, X-Wing or something. You get to make them your own, you know.
Yeah.
But then you have to get over that whole thing where I just spent a lot of time painting this guy and he got killed. Oh my goodness, the game's over. I hate this. You know, yeah.
Or do the Jack maneuver where it's, I love this guy. I painted him so good. I'm going to use him even if he's terrible in the game.
Yes.
Or the difference between an enjoyable tournament where you're playing people who care about propagating, or you're going and some guy who's been playing for far longer than you, just every dirty trick, just smokes you, unrelenting, and you're like, oh, well, this is my foray into a hobby, and now I have no interest.
Yeah.
So if you have like those first couple rounds where you can, you know, like you said, a little bit of tutoring, a little bit of like, hey, you know, at the end, the top table is going to be the top guys, but it doesn't need to be a bloodbath the first round. And you know, you don't need to rub a new guy's face in it just because you can.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It sounds like you guys did it pretty good for that, where it's you're open to new players, but it's still competitive.
Yeah, and in a way it was good because it kind of went the way it was. You know, the veteran guys knew what they were doing, and they ended up playing each other. And the guys that are, you know, let's say 6, 7, 8, 9, you know, 8, 9, 10 around there, started to actually break off, and they were playing each other. And I spent a lot of time with them answering questions, going over stuff. You know, Deadzone's cool because it's not too many rooms. I think I had to do in the championship match. It was hard because, Coach, come over here. I want to know if I have full model or not. And I had to do it. And then I brought over someone else from another game to double check me because I wanted to make sure, because it was in the third round. It was a pivotal part. And I wanted to make sure that, you know, yes, you can see him. All right. I think you could see the whole base. Let me get a second opinion and like that. But other than that, answering rules questions, it was after maybe about the second round, they were like few and far between. So I think, and I wanted to watch the top table, but I ended up watching mostly the guys who were learning because it was great. They were like, oh, wait a minute. I get an extra 2 dice. I got a sniper scope. Yes, you do. And it's, you know, it was awesome. Like, you know,
discovering little things.
Yeah, you boys have made me so proud, you know, so it was good, you know, and in that it was, I think it was a successful day. Rob won best sportsmanship again. And if anybody wants to check it out, we do have the video on Family Gamers. It is a fun video. I tried to do some live streaming with Facebook, and then it wasn't until like the third game the guy goes, "Oh, if you want, you could just use our internet, you know, and this is the password."
Yeah.
And it was like I kept doing it. Pat, I was sending it to Community Pat, and he's like, "It's only 3 seconds. How am I supposed to watch this?" So, but it wasn't until like about the third round I started broadcasting it, and then I didn't tape the finals. I figured let me just put it on the video because it would have been taking too long because we went from 10th to 1st, you know. So, but yeah, all in all, I think it was a great day. Everybody was there, loved it, and now they want to play more Deadzone. So works out great.
Who were the top 3? Just to give them all credit on the show.
So in 4th place was our favorite lovable character in the Family Gamers crew, which was Hot Dice.
Oh, not bad.
And unfortunately losing to Ryan, the Roy, he came in 3rd. In 2nd place was Mike, the guy who said he wants to play Deadzone, so he wanted to learn elite level Deadzone, so he left Tyler and came to New York to play in, you know, the crew here. I'm sorry. So Hot Dice was taking the Plague. Ryan was taking Asterians. Asterians. And then in 2nd place was Mike bringing the Marauders. And then in 1st place was Eric playing Enforcers.
Oh, Enforcers. He didn't do GCPS this time, eh?
No, he didn't. And that was because he won the Warpath starter last year, and he put together an Enforcer list. And he kept texting me. He's like, can I use tag and can I use target acquisition? So I says, are you running Enforcers? No. I'm just asking you a question. Sure you are. I says, but you can tell me because I'm not playing in it. And, so he ended up doing that and he did well for himself, you know, bringing all cheese. You know, he brought the, Pathfinder Sergeant, a few Pathfinders. He brought, I think, 2 Assault Enforcers, which was totally, I mean, what was he thinking? But and then 2 peacekeepers and a Strider.
Wow, that's an interesting.
So, yes.
That's a classic. That's a classic team building exercise list.
Yeah.
I would say that anyone who came, who was interested in playing competitively, that is a good, solid list.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
pretty easy to play because you just got to remember your tags and all that. But
yeah, you got to remember all the little rules. That's what makes the little nuances make you, when you take an elite list. If you're taking Asterians or an expensive enforcer list, or you're taking, let's say, the Forge Fathers, you got to remember all the little nuances: the solid, the life support, the tag, target acquisition, energy shields, all that stuff. You have to. It's imperative to remember that stuff.
Yeah, otherwise you're just leaving points on the points on the board if you don't remember what your stuff you paid for.
Yeah, that's what I say too. Like, when we do the lists and we make up our own list to print up, because I love Battlescribe, but printing their lists are terrible.
Yeah.
So I do it on an Excel sheet and I write down everything you need to know that's imperative to know while you're playing, so that you don't forget, because you do get caught up. Like, oh man, I can't believe I missed that. Oh, wait a minute, I had Weight of Fire, but that's like 2 turns later. So,
Yeah, for sure.
But like I said, it was a great day. A lot of prize support. I mean, I had a ton of prize support between, Mantic, which just took care of us, and we had some stuff left over, and we just, it was awesome. It was really good. Joe Neat hooked us up.
Yep. Plus, who else just sent you? Mats by Mars sent you stuff?
Yes, Mats by Mars sent us 3 mats also, which is always great, because their stuff we swear by their mats,
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Yeah, I think that the mats we have from them are my favorite ones that we use. The swamp one. Oh, and we could go on. I think we've said many times mats by Mars. If you're looking to mix it up, just go. Don't just take our word for it.
Yeah. And he actually sent me 3 brand new ones, and I didn't want to. I was open. I was like, oh, these are. Ah, man, I got to give these away.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
That's the thing with Mats by Mars. A lot of people are turned off because it's
vinyl.
But I think I don't care about that. But I think it's worth it for the pictures you get on it. Sure, you don't have the nice mouse material, but what you get on them and the variety and the price, it's way worth it. Like, you could have 20 for the price of 2 of the other ones. So
right, but you know what? I mean, I know
it's like a Mats by Mars commercial of a sudden. Yeah,
we never go off on tangents, but I do have one of the frontline. Those guys have the mat material, and it's 6x4. But the thing is, when you roll it up, it's about 30 pounds. This thing.
Oh yeah, it weighs a ton.
And I have one of those old artist tubes. It's like the perfect size. It's like 2 foot and 2 inch, and I have about 6 Mats by Mars in there, and just for storage alone.
Yeah.
If you want to do that, just for storage alone, the thinner material works great. And you know what though? These mats are very resilient, because I had one that was folded in half, had a crease in it, and I did the hairdryer, and boom, very good. So yeah, I love him, and I love Mario. Mario's a great guy, man. He's him and Alex.
And Mario, don't forget to send the check to Deadzone the podcast.
Care of Coach at Family Gamers, the Third Sphere.
We just that's a public service announcement. We definitely don't take any money from these people. We really like
no, it's great. But you know what though? If he Mario's hooked me up the last 2 years in a row. I can't. That's why I just go out of my way from I'm one of those guys, like, the first tournament I was just kind of a rookie. He just knew me from being a friend and sent it to me. That's it. I'll never buy a mat from anybody else. That's just the way I am.
Yeah. Yeah, we've definitely bought all of our mats except for the original Deadzone ones are from Mats by Mars.
Yeah.
So after that, a week later, we went to another tournament.
Yes. Went up to Hadley, Massachusetts, right?
And who's the TO running that one?
That was Dan. He's the Pathfinder up there. And it was a great time. We had about 10 people again. And he ran it the same way as I did, with the 25 points and the secret missions and everything. But he did do straight Swiss. He didn't do the top 4 guys. So, but it went really well. We only played 3 games, And, I got to meet, guys from Albany. So we're trying to do like an East Coast kind of conglomerate over here.
Yeah.
Maybe, the Northeast conglomerate. So, maybe, when we do some, maybe we do some next year in Hadley, and you guys are a little bit closer. It's, we're a little closer to you going that far north, I mean, we're still not close enough, but it's 3 hours closer to you than if you were coming down, say, to New York.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was a great time. Great guys. Nice store, big store, really, really nice store. And, I think the tournament went really well. So.
Yeah. You represented all your Family Gamers guys went down.
Yeah. So basically Andrew came down, he documented the whole thing, and, he said he would be the ringer, but, it ended up that it was even. So, it was, myself, Ryan, and, Hot Dice from the Family Gamers crew. I got to meet Boston Minis, Cedric, and his boy. So, that was cool. He brought all his minis down. The pictures you see, the Boston miniatures, the pictures you see on Facebook and stuff he put up, it's garbage compared to it in person. And the pictures are beautiful, right, Jack? You always comment on how good it, but take my word for it. Seeing it in person is just astounding how good it is.
You can tell it's a craft, but the next level of the craft, like it's okay. You can look at it and appreciate it, but then then there's the maestros where you're in awe.
Yeah.
Well, I'd love to see his stuff in person.
Yeah. Oh no, it was it's like he brought all the stuff down, and I was like, all right, round 2. But I'm looking at his stuff, man. I don't want to take time away from looking at his stuff. He brought Martians and like the whole Deadzone, like the Mantic Universe Gambit he brought with him. And like everybody was on a magnetized base, and the magnetized base was magneted. The base had a magnet in it, and he took this thing from IKEA that, you got to go check out the video, or even, the Family Gamers, our Twitter page. Ryan took like a ton of pictures. It was like almost like a file cabinet. And when you pulled the sheet out, he magnetized everything to that. So, yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome to see that stuff. And, I met his son. His son was playing for the first time. It was nice because the first game he played Ryan, and Ryan was really helping him out. So, now his son is a Deadzone fanatic now, which is nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Once again, it's nice to have a crew that's willing to take it seriously, but also teach people, not just, like Jack said, destroy the kid.
Right.
You could have made the kid cry if you wanted to.
If he wanted to. But like the I don't remember his name, but his father and him were playing in the tournament, and he was playing me, and I'm like, okay, so why don't you go onto the objective here? No, I have a plan. I'm going to come up here and do this. Yeah, but if you take the objective, you'll get 2 points. And I think your secret mission, you kind of let it out that you'd get an extra point for that. So you get, 2 points for the objective plus another point for the secret mission. No, but I'm going to try to kill you over here. All right. I've done my part now. Yeah. No. I'm giving him all his options. Says, but if you do kill this guy, you'll get 3 victory points for it. You're not going to really, I don't think that a, Cypher is going to kill a Forge Guard, but have at it. You might get hot dice and whatever happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great. Guys were great. We had a nice time. I come to the conclusion that New York pizza is still better than, Massachusetts pizza. So,
It's probably not saying much.
Yeah, it's not saying much, but I'm just letting you know. And, but yeah, it was a great time. It was awesome time, and, we ended up getting store credit for winning, and we ended up getting the, Starship Samurai game.
Yes. That is a, cool game, but
for another show.
Yeah.
Some other show that may be vaguely tangentially, ever so slightly connected to this one.
That's right. Go to
Jack,
Mobile Armor Radio.
There you go. See, okay. Jack, I was setting him up. You saw that? Underhand.
You almost got mad that he didn't get the plug in.
I didn't want to be a whore.
Oh, but then he took my line. See that, Coach?
I'm stealing everybody's.
You know what, though? What is it? Imitation is flattery. So there you go.
Okay.
But Coach, you never said what the results were. Who came in where in that tournament?
I don't know I don't remember everyone's name. I know third place was the Marauder player that I played, and he had no soul. His name, I think his name was Joel. If you're listening, forgive me because I've been kicked in the head quite a bit. But he had no soul because he brought the Marauder Warlord and 3 suits.
Yep, that's the way to go. That's Marauders for you.
That's how you do it. And all more beasts.
Yes, that's a nice list. I like that.
Yeah,
it's my kind of list.
But I'll tell you what. So he brought. He didn't bring a Ripper. He brought 3 Rainmakers, the Marauder Warlord, and then the rest were the. Oh, I'm sorry. He brought the More Beasts, and he also had the Skyscraper.
No, that's interesting. I don't like the Skyscraper.
Don't take the Skyscraper. So, but it was good because it was 2 points for me.
Yeah.
So
that's actually what ends into eking you out. Yeah.
No. Well, it was when I killed him, I had the secret mission killing a specialist, so he was 3 points. So it worked out perfect.
Nice.
What if No Soul Joel just loved that model? That's enough of a reason to put it on the board in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
It's the 3 Rainmakers that make him have no soul.
Yeah. No. But Jack, I would agree with you if it wasn't the GW model.
Oh, it wasn't even the right model?
Yeah. He was like, "This is my Skyscraper." I said, I don't care, whatever. So, I mean, I don't mind. I mean, I for myself as a completionist, I need to have all Mantic, or if I'm playing Star Wars, I need all the Star Wars, or if I'm playing GW, it's got to be all GW. But that's me. So I can't judge.
Yeah.
So he did that, but, his 3 suits went down, one by shooting, and then the other 2 were killed by Brockers. So
Brockers.
Don't underestimate the young hand-to-hand, brother.
Nice. Well, they aren't very good hand-to-hand, the Rainmakers.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they did really well. Plus the AP1 hammer really helped. So, nice. Plus me rolling on attack 5, I'm like, all right, I'm going to go after this guy, and I'm going to use all 4 extra dice to try to kill this guy. But I'll tell you this though. Roll more. Jack, you're sitting down, right?
Yes.
This guy rolled more 8s than Eric.
That's outrageous.
That's saying something.
That is saying something. I believe I've said at Adepticon at one point he had rolled so many 8s. E-Rock had rolled so many 8s that he couldn't even look while he was rolling because his face was red with embarrassment, but his shoulders were, I could see his back, his shoulders were shaking because he was laughing, and he was throwing them behind him, and they were cut up 8, and he grabbed them again, and his shoulders were shaking, face beat red. And then Coach, who was playing right beside me, goes, "Yeah, that's my Friday night."
Yeah, he's a jerk. But it's funny too, because the guy Joe was a good sport. I'm like, "Are you kidding me again? You're a jerk!" And he starts laughing. So he got it. He knew it.
Well, you can't. But, you can't hold someone against rolling 8s. That's all.
No. But you know what? It was bad because going into the last round, I'm adding everything up. I said, "Oh, I got this guy. I got it. 24. Damn it! I just got to stay alive." So and he had like 18. So I ended up winning that one. And then that was my second round, and then the third round I had to go against Hot Dice for first place. And now here goes the system. Now this is not a dig against Dan or anybody, but what happened was myself and Hot Dice were at perfect scores. You know what I mean? We had 25 apiece, won both games, undefeated, going against each other. Ryan had the same thing, but he was a little bit less in his VPs. So he was, going against like say 3rd and 4th. Okay. I end up beating Hot Dice for first place, and he really didn't have a good game. His dice went south on him. A few things here or there. I think maybe a little strategy. I might have approached things differently than him, but he had his own plan, and I don't think it worked out. And he got, I think it was 25-9, so he really didn't have a good game. It ends up that I came in first, Ryan came in second, and then Joel, the No Soul Joel with the Ripper suits came in third, and Hot Dice came in like 5th.
Yeah, it dropped them way down because you beat him.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that's, I didn't like that. I thought that
doesn't make sense. Yeah.
I like the way I'm not listen, you can do anything you want, but I think the way I do it is the most fair in the sense that you made it to the show. Now it's like, all right, well, I lost first place, but let me kick you in the nuts and you're in sixth now. I don't think that's right.
Yeah, it's a good idea to have the first 3 rounds as the prelims, and then the fourth round's the final. So,
right. I mean, what I would really like to do, if you had the time, you do the first 3 as the prelim, and then first versus fourth, and second versus third, and then the winner,
final,
right? And then the winner of that would be the final, and then you could play for third place as kind of an auxiliary game, and everybody else can still play 5 games. That's a long day. I think that would be, for me, I think that would be the best. That would be the most fair and the best way to do it. But, I mean, 4 games of Deadzone, you're talking 5-6 hours, setting up, moving around, taking a little break here and there, let everybody go to the bathroom, get a little lunch and whatever. But that's, I think, the best way to do it. That would be like a 2-day. You'd actually, if you had enough guys, if you had 16, you can do, like a double bracket with a repecharge and, do it that way. So, cause like in wrestling, they do that. You could lose your first match and still come back and win third place. Mm-hmm. You can't win higher than third.
Yeah.
And, there's a tournament system to do that. I think it's something like that would be good, but it would take a long time. But I think mine is kind of a bastardized version of that. And that's why I liked it. I felt bad for High Dice because I was like, all right, there's, 2 veterans going at each other. Let's kill each other. But, I beat him and then he dropped down that far. I really felt, it killed me to do it. And then, with him, right, Jack,
Yeah, I like him because he's a kind of a sad sack, but
in a good way.
Yeah, in that way, I've never seen him get angry but he's come back from those X-Wing tournaments just so he just shakes his head. He's just he's very
I'm just giving up on dice games.
Yeah,
that's his famous line.
Yeah,
that's why you should have played Malifaux.
Yeah, that's remember was it Vegas Vacation when the guy from The Princess Bride is the dealer and he's like, how about you just give me $50? I'll take you into the parking lot and kick you in the nuts.
Yeah. All I remember from those movies was Beverly D'Angelo's,
The shower?
Yeah, the shower. Yeah.
Okay.
Brought the show down.
I think I recovered from where I was just going to say outright and get us,
Well, on that, we'll take a short break. We'll listen to some music while Jack cools off, and then we'll...
no commercials?
We don't believe in commercials. Commercials are terrible.
What?
Uncouth.
Who listens to commercials?
Well, if you want to know where to get some quality content, you need to be known. It needs to be known where to go. So that's why commercials are important.
That is true, but our patrons demanded commercial free, so they throw some coppers into our tin can and we just dance. So that's the state of the union right now.
I'm still trying to get my money together so I can have you guys oiled and brought to my room.
Hey, this is Jack from the Deadzone Podcast, and you've been listening to the Deadzone Podcast.
With Jack from the Deadzone Podcast.
So much Deadzone Podcast, it'll make you vomit.
Welcome back to Coach and Friends, and today I'm joined with Roberto and Jake.
And welcome back to Deadzone the Podcast. I'm here with my chum Rob and our special guest. I think this might be his second appearance, Coach.
Hi, y'all.
Yes, we're back. We're going to be talking about the Deadzone campaign. This is the big thing. It starts today as the coming out of this podcast on Monday, the 20th of August. You can jump on the website. It'll be everywhere. We'll put the website address in the show notes. Right now, I'm not sure what the address is because we're recording before it actually goes live, so we'll have to find that out. But
if I may, on the third sphere, I bring Rick Hall, who is the mega Pathfinder from Michigan, and we go over in depth how to run a campaign, from like picking your army to charging points and doing all that good stuff. And so if you don't know how to run a campaign, this is like, that's why we did it. So, if you don't know what to do, just check it out and it'll be there. I want to just say that because there's no commercials on this frickin' show.
That's right. I'll edit all that out.
Okay, thank you.
But this isn't really a campaign with this Deadzone Battle for Starfall. I would say it's more organized play. Like, I don't think it's a campaign. You don't gain experience and stuff, right?
Right.
Yeah, so I think it's more just you play a bunch of games, you put up the results on their website, and they tally the results, and that'll determine the future of the Deadzone world, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, the winning and losing will tell you what to do next.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be all different parts of this planet called Starfall. Everybody has an interest. The Nameless are invading. That's going to be the big thing. And I know they just talked about at Gen Con that the Nameless, how well they do in this tournament determines, or the not tournament, but campaign determines how they're going to act in the future. Because they're actually a pacifist race, and there's just some of them that are crazy killers. So it's going to be if they do well, the crazy killers might get more influence. But if they do poorly, maybe they'll step back a bit, and it's only going to be like a faction or like a small piece of them that's actually going to be the trouble. So it could be an all-out invasion. It could end up being just a small incursion. And then all the other races also will have influence on how their future goes too, which is, I think, really cool. They did it with the King's War last year, and I think that worked out really well. Amazingly, the good guys won in the King's War one, which I thought that was kind of cool. I expected always the bad guys to win because gamers are all assholes, but but in this, it's all the factions for themselves, which I think is also cool. It's not just good versus bad. They're all out for each other. And we've seen a sneak peek of the website. Anybody have anything to say about said website? Jack, I know you had some things you liked and didn't like about it so far.
My big thing right now is the potential of the world map, where it looks like it's going to tell you where the next campaign is, but it's also going to change as it goes. There's a lot of potential there. Now, I only looked at it on my phone, and it was a little more difficult to navigate than I would have liked, but I'm looking forward to when things are in full swing to keep an eye on that world map.
Yeah, that's one interesting thing for sure. It's going to be it's based on the Beast of War version of how they do things, where as you unlock areas, whoever wins influences the next battle, and it moves into other territories, and you can gain and lose resources or effects, and there's going to be planetary effects, I guess. And it looks like it's going to be fun. Definitely the map is the main thing where you're looking at. That's where you're going to be fighting over. And you're going to be putting up battle reports. Coach, you're going to be planning on playing some games to put in here?
Yeah, I'd like to. I just, my biggest thing is, it's not such a big thing. I think the delay of the book and the delay of the Nameless and all that, it's starting very late in the summer. I thought we were going to start earlier. That's my only.
Yeah, I think the original plan was July or somewhere in there. It would be perfect. But.
Yeah, or August 1st or something like that. So, it's a little tough now because guys are going back to school and college, and the fall sports are starting. So it's tough, but I'm going to do what I can. We're going to try to get the games in, try to get the guys together, tape the stuff. I don't know how I'm going to cover it, if it's a true battle report or a summary, but we'll see. But the website's pretty cool. We kind of have that. We have the looking at it before it comes out, but I think once they start putting stuff in, it'll be a lot better. Because right now we just have a shell that we're looking at, but I think once the reward reports and hobby stuff and stuff like that starts going in there, people start posting stuff, it'll make it a more interactive site. And I kind of like the world map when you click on something and it shows you, like weather reports and things like that on Starfall. You could actually see the planet, and it's got sectors that you click on. So it's really cool.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. We'll see if, hopefully, it's going to not just crash under the pressure of all this. I wonder if you're going to be allowed to put videos into your battle reports. That'd be kind of cool if you could link right to your videos. Right.
Yeah.
There.
Well, and the right on the front cover, actually one of our battle reports is in there. So if you scroll down on the front page, it's the Maison versus the Enforcers. So if you want to check out how we played that game, it's up there. There's a few other things. Tyler's videos up there and whatnot. So, there's some videos already up there. I don't know what they're going to do as far as that. They were saying about putting up battle reports so you could write it up or do videos. Yeah. So I think they might have something for that. I think that'd be really cool, where it's kind of a hub for all the stuff for this campaign.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be cool.
The one thing I wish they had done is put this up a long time ago and just preview it for people, because there's a whole section with all the factions where you can click on it and it brings you right to the website of how to order them and which ones you should order. And it's a great resource, but it's kind of late to have it on the campaign. Because by then you have to have your guys. You're not going to get them in time to paint up and put into the fight. So I wish they put at least those sections up first, and maybe a preview coming soon kind of thing for the actual campaign. But
yeah, so if you look at something, you say, "Oh, I'd like to play Nameless. Let me order it now.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get it all painted up, and then have it ready for the campaign."
Yeah,
And there's also a thing here where you could take a picture and put up what you've been working on. I think that's very cool.
Yeah,
it's kind of like our Discord, but on a Deadzone level.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's it's sort of like on your Discord where you have a gallery and everyone just puts stuff up and then it makes it onto your Tuesday vlog.
Yeah.
Now on a global scale with anyone who's involved. So more inspiration.
I think this the way it's set up though, it's more for a veteran player than like a brand new player. This might spark people's interest, but I think you have to know how to play Deadzone to be really immersed in this. That's the way I look at it. But hopefully we'll bring some more people into it.
Yeah. Well, that's like you say, hopefully people get sparked their interest, and maybe next year if they do another one or if they do something similar, it'll expand out. This site is exactly what the Warpath Universe site should have been.
Yes.
Isn't. Where you can put stuff up yourself, a lot of user-generated content, where the Warpath Universe site, which is all but dead, is, hey, you go there and it's got some write-ups that you can just read in the Mantic on the site anyways, and nothing special. Where this seems like if they could do this and it's very similar and just have all the campaigns archived so you can go back and look through old campaigns, that'd be really cool. I hope that whoever they have doing this website takes over doing the Warpath Universe website also, because this is much better than that one. I think we can all agree on that.
There's a thing where if you're not you're not doing videos, you can add your battle report, but you could take some pictures and just write it up. So if you want to write it up, because I know some people are very creative. They can tell a story almost like reading a sci-fi novel. So you can add that. And I think they're giving out prizes for the best battle report per se.
Yeah, they've like best done and like most creative and things like that.
Yeah.
Plus I think there's spot prizes too. So anybody who's even slightly interested, throw some battle reports up there, play some games. Anybody know how long this is running for? I don't know if I've ever heard how long the campaign's going to last. I
think 5 weeks, but don't quote me.
That's not bad. At least it gives time for people to get stuff in.
Well, you gotta give it. It's got to take a while because I might not be able to play a game till Friday night.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not like you said, the middle of summer where everybody's got days off. Well, some people have days off, but this is coming back into school time, so a lot of kids won't be able to play except for on the weekends, and
it does go live on a Monday, and so that's a whole week of people going they're doing their slogging to work and living their wage slave lives. So there's like 4 days, then you get into the weekend, and it's good. You got to give time. You got to give a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And I understand that it's been pushed back mostly because of the Outbreak book. You have to have, everyone has to have it so they can play it. But hopefully next year, and I'm a nothing ass, so no one's going to listen to me, but a good July where all the kids, you can take your kid on a Wednesday. Hey, come on, Billy, let's go down to the hobby shop. We've arranged we're gonna meet this guy and this girl, and we're all gonna just have a couple games, make a thing of it on a 2 in the afternoon at the Griffin's Lair or wherever if you happen to be playing.
Yeah, I do hope that they do it regularly. I'm not sure if they will, but maybe if it's a hit, they'll just keep doing them, which that'd be fun. I'm sure it was a lot of work to do this, so we'll see if they actually going to do it every year.
You know what?
I hope
what? If this one is like messed up, let's just say they're going to have their growing pains, learn from it, and then the next one, fix those things. I mean, I'm sure us, between all of our media outlets will critique this and give constructive criticism on how to make the next one better. Yeah. Because I think it's going to be awesome, but I'm sure there's going to be some bumps in the road. So once we get through it, and that's the thing, especially like even writing Outbreak, being part of that process, you can't see everything. It just doesn't happen. Just in general, just in life, it's the same way. So, do this, make some fine tuning as we go, but you got to start somewhere. Yeah. You really do. If they're waiting for it to be perfect, we'll never have it.
Yeah. And for the people playing, the constructive criticism, just don't say, "Oh, it sucks. Oh, it doesn't work."
Right.
Explain what your issues are, and hopefully that'll help them next time figure it out. My main thing is I know websites. I know that if you get a lot of traffic on a website, it's going to really crush it. So it's all about their servers, I think, a lot too. But maybe that's why they're starting on a Monday. They know they won't get crushed right away because nobody's going to be playing for a few days. They'll get some trickling in, some games, or people will play games ahead of time and then add them to it or whatever.
Although I got to tell you, man,
all specific missions too, though.
I can't wait to get the mission.
Yeah,
I'm ready to play Monday, and it's going to be tough, but we'll pull it out. We'll try it out.
Yeah, get one game in Monday night. You're lucky because you have an automatic player in your house, so you can just drag Andrew out and make him play a game.
Yeah, and I think he's going to be running Maison, so that's fun. That's pretty cool.
And that's the other thing with this is you don't have to stick with one faction. You can play as many factions as you like if you want to try out different things. And you you don't have to. You're not stuck to one faction. You can add when you do your battle reports, you tell them who you played, and you can play multiple different factions if you really wanted to.
Yeah, I don't like that.
You don't have to be loyal.
No, I stick with. I'm to the bitter end.
I assume you're going to be a Forge Fathers.
Yeah, you know what? The list I took to the Hadley tournament, I like that list a lot, and I think I'm gonna stick with it. A little all old stuff with a new leader. I like that.
But honestly, for we're thinking kind of in the North America mindset of the timing, but in Australia it's winter now, so I'm not 100% certain, but I think it's Christmas time. If the way
is that how it works too? Yeah,
I think so. So it could be Christmas break down under.
It's Christmas time in Hollis, Queens. Mom's cooking chiclets and collard greens.
I don't get the reference, and I hope we haven't offended a segment of the population
by reciting one of the greatest rap songs ever. I don't know.
Oh,
well, I'm sure we did then.
Probably within the first 5 minutes, but anyways.
So Jack, we're gonna get some games in, I hope, and we'll put them up there.
What are you guys running?
That's what I was gonna ask, Jack. What are you thinking?
Yeah, you just got back from Gen Con, so there's you were able to procure a couple little tidbits from Star Saga, which you were probably sick of. But you demoing for 4 days straight Star Saga, which can I be the first person to reveal your new nickname?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
He's now Rob Spud Harper.
Spud.
No.
There already is a Spud.
That was before, but now a delightful young man who Rob says was very amiable. Said that if he were to sell all of the Star Saga that was piled around the area, that his nickname would be Rob. Now, what was it? Rob Star Seller Harper?
No, it's Star Master, but that's fine. Yeah, Rob Berman gave me a nickname, so
Rob Star Seller.
Star Masturbator.
Oh, Star Master.
But yeah. So you're thinking of Maison Labs also?
I'm thinking about it. That's the new hotness, and I do love the Plague, and it seems like a gateway into another faction by just looking and going, yeah, look at his pussy face. And also my miniatures would be a bit disgusting too, but
Jack, if you want, there is a resource that has 3 award-winning lists on it on an award-winning podcast that you might be able to pull some information from specific to the Maison Labs.
If my first stop would be Family Gamer 777 for their breakdown on Maison Labs, their video.
I would agree to that too.
But as a backup, and if I was really thinking, okay, I need a different angle, then team building exercise, the award-winning team building exercise.
Yes.
I have to, the award-winning part is bittersweet because I have 2 of the awards here, and just dusting them, it takes a long time because one's the plexiglass and the fingerprints gets on it. Thankfully, I think it was Rob who got the certificate. That's far less maintenance, but anyways.
I got the one that says Fragile on it. It's from Italy.
I used the certificate to light my cigars, so sorry, it's no longer available.
Excuse me.
Well,
that's how ballin' we are. We don't have to keep our awards.
Well, with so many, you have to pick.
Well, it's a good thing I've got the glass one because that would have been a long time trying to light your cigar off of flaming glass. Yeah,
for sure. Well, I think you're also giving a slap in the face to all of our patrons for all these ads, but enough ads, people.
I do declare.
I personally will be playing at least the Marauders because I painted them up specifically with my re-headed Marauders for this. But I'm sure matters how we go. We'll throw out some other things in there. We'd play Nameless, but we haven't got them yet.
Yeah, unfortunately.
What's funny? I'm on the rules committee, and I don't have any Nameless.
Well, we all ordered them from Star Saga, and let's just not bring up sore points.
So, and just not to bring up the sore point, what are we waiting to? Like September it'll be in?
That's the rumor. September is when Wave 2 of Star Saga is shipping. We'll see.
I'm kind of looking forward to actually playing Star Saga with the Nameless.
Yeah, I used to like Star Saga.
Any game for 4 days straight is bound to need a little downtime from.
Actually, it's not true. If you said, Jack, right now, let's play some Star Saga, I would be like, yes, I'll play because it is such a fun game.
And I did make that joke earlier, and you said as long as it's not the demo mission.
Yeah.
And we did paint up, and I think we've got some really nice looking miniatures, which also adds to the feeling of accomplishment when you're playing and you're looking at them painted the way you want, how you want. So, yeah. And you had said you've got a newfound love of the game that, where it would rank in the Mantic in the world of Mantica, where it would rank on your playability scale, what your favorite is.
I think as I went through the Crucible, I learned that you can really play it different ways, and role-playing it up a bit. Star Saga role-playing is pretty fun. You start cowering in the corner with your lab techs and stuff, and I think it adds an extra dimension to that game where it's not just, hey, let's just go kill everything, but when you're murdering some poor girl who just grabbed a pen off her desk to defend herself, it's a lot more of a storytelling game. You might just spare her life.
That got kind of dark.
Well, thanks for listening to the award-winning Star Saga podcast. And as we get back to the campaign, Rob, what will you be running again? You said Marauders and what?
Oh, the other one I don't know. Maybe Asterians are always my fallback. Which on the next team building exercise, we will be talking about the new Asterian list. So maybe that'll spark some love for the Asterians again. I kind of haven't played them in a while, but Enforcers too. Like with the new Enforcer lists, I might jump back on those guys. They were my first love. I might go back to them, even though they beat me.
Well, hopefully we've done tinkering with the factions as they are. Like maybe a little bit. Maybe in 6 months we can get an FAQ on Outbreak and get the final. But as long as they're where they are now, I'd like to see moving forward different stuff for Deadzone, less of the tinkering with what's established and going forward. But with that being said, we can redo every faction with team building exercise because every faction is different. I'm not going to say it's vastly different, but it's different enough that we can justify going back through different point costs, different units, different,
different perspectives too on how we play. I think from when we first started playing team building exercise, we've been doing it for 3 years now. Like 3 years ago, Deadzone was a very different game.
Very different.
So
and when you think about where the factions were, some of them were version 1, and some of them we did because it had just been released like that, sometimes that week. So we were making lists based on not having played that particular faction a lot, but on what we loved about it and discussing that. And now we can go back and with another perspective, with a fresh face, and see there's some lists that I'm sure will be 100% different than the one I did 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, guarantee. So I think that is there anything else to talk about the campaign? I think we covered most of it there.
No, I think that's it.
Else? Yeah.
I mean, until it goes live and we have everything, I think the next show will have more information.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll have it out for everybody to see because it will be much different once we find out the actual missions and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
that's going to change.
And how it's going to run. Mm-hmm. We're still a little bit in the dark on that, but once we get that, that'll make a big impact.
But anybody listening, please jump on that campaign, even just to sign up, get your name in there. I think even if they see a bunch of people joining as profiles, just to check it out, that would be good too. Even if you're not going to play games, like a lot of people I know that listen aren't in a group. Like they're like me and Jack, where they don't have a bunch of people to play around. But even if you get the chance to just go and check it out and give them some traffic to show that it is worthwhile to keep doing this kind of thing, and hopefully they'll continue doing it. Plus, all this is determining the next book coming out too, like the Outbreak being successful, plus this, that we've been, Rob Berman promised that it would be that Merc book coming out soon. So, we gotta support the game. And
between that and me threatening him, I think the Merc book will be out.
But we have to support the game even if we do it privately. We have to do it publicly just to show Mantic that it is their most popular game now, not some long forgotten thing that's just the gateway to Warpath. This is the game.
Right.
So, and when Rob Berman says there's going to be a Mercenaries book, whether he's chided into it or not, or whether that's his wheelhouse, I've never spoke to the man, but by virtue of him giving Rob the nickname Star Master, I got to think that he's a man of his word, and we can look forward to a long overdue, like 4 years overdue rehaul of the Mercenaries. And I am fully confident it's going to happen because a young man, young coach has been adamant that that's going to happen. So, when I was talking about earlier, going forward, it wasn't the Mercs book I had in mind because I've got my copy here, but that is exactly the type of thing I was thinking about. Like, we can move forward now with a good, solid game. Deadzone version 2, Outbreak here. It's not version 2, but Deadzone as it is right now. If we can, start moving forward together, maybe this campaign will show any of the chinks in the armor. But no, a Mercs book. People play with Mercs all the time, and the fact that they're as broken as they are shows that there's a desire, more so than and I might be going out on a limb, and I'm soapboxing. don't know. Am I trying to stop Congress from passing a law if I just keep talking? My filibustering. Yeah, I'm filibustering right now. But I think people would want a Merck's book before they would care that much about the elite lists. Like something like that. I think priorities would be. I know people play with Mercs still, and they're busted because they love models and they love the thought.
Yep, I agree. Elite lists are fun, but they're not. It's more, like I say, for fun. Nobody's caring about elite lists, whereas mercenaries, I think even there's a Mantic weekend in Michigan going on, and as we record this, it'll be over by the time you hear this. But I think even Rick said that they might be allowing mercenaries in their stuff, so that's pretty crazy.
That's crazy.
Crazy bastard.
But maybe that was just a preliminary thing. Maybe it won't happen, but see, that's the love. Like you say, it's the models. You look at those models and you say, I want to play with them. So we want rules for all our models, people.
When people look and go, I've had this model forever. What is it? Oh, it's the Survivor. What is that? Well, it's not really anything right now.
Yeah.
But it will be.
Including Howlet, right? Howlet needs rules. Hashtag.
Who's that? I never heard of it.
Coach refuses to do anything with Howlet. That's the issue.
It's all my fault.
It's all Coach's fault. Well, on that note, let's wrap this thing up.
Okay.
This has been Deadzone, the podcast 87. Next one's 88. Guess what? It goes in order. Until we get to 100, then we're starting over or quitting. You decide. We'll put up a vote.
Right. And our patrons can decide if we.
That's right.
We just cash it. Yeah,
I think 100 should be the all commercial show.
That'd be a good idea. So you're giving away all the good ideas.
That's what I do.
But I've been Rob,
and I'm Jack,
and I don't have to listen in my car and say it to myself. I could actually say it. Actually, it's Coach.
Yep, we'll bring you on it for the next. That's probably been about 60 ones. So for like 120, we'll bring you on again.
Okay, cool.
And listen to Team Building Exercise where you can hear more of Coach talking. Plus Family Gamer 777. Plus, what's that other podcast you have?
That would be
Sphere?
The Third Sphere.
And it's
podcast at podbean.com.
I still think you should have called it Sphere, like as in the sphere, as in the Reb race.
No, it is. It's pronounced Sphere.
But it's not spelled that way. You want people to actually find your podcast.
Yeah. It's the
worst
third
commercial ever.
So we'll be back for September, and we'll have a live show. It's coming up very soon, and we'll have Community Pat on hopefully to talk about Gen Con. That's why we didn't talk about Gen Con this time.
What?
So we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you for listening to the Deadzone podcast. I have been your announcer, William Randolph Wintergreen. Visit the website, deadzonegame.podbean.com. Email your hosts at deadzonepodcast@gmail.com. On Twitter, you can follow the show at Deadzone Podcast. The Deadzone Podcast is a production of Vinland Old Time Radio Productions.